G'day guys, it's Josh from Megaphone Marketing, and today I'm going to show you a strategy that can help you 5 times your monthly sales and make the most of Cyber Weekend. Cool. So here is an example of some of the amazing results that this strategy can get. Obviously, this is a massive increase in sales over pretty much just the Cyber Weekend period. And as you can see, this strategy really does work. And so let's get into just exactly how we did it. So step one is all about creating a compelling giveaway to generate more email signups and sales before the Cyber Weekend period. Now, there's a few reasons for why we do it before the Cyber Weekend. The first, we really want to generate some brand awareness going into the going into the Black Friday period, because realistically, as great as the offer is, if they've never heard of you before, if potential customers have never heard of you before, it's going to be difficult to generate the sales that we're ideally hoping. So initially, it's about building up that awareness and generating an email database of customers who are realistically interested in your brand. And so one of the main ways that we leverage this in an effective way to generate some strong return on investment immediately is by offering post-purchase actions. So after someone has signed up for a competition, they are then prompted with an offer of making a purchase to get some additional entries into that competition. And the reason for that is it gives them an incentive to make a purchase, and that therefore we generate some sales that help us during this period, not only growing our email database, but combating the expenses of running the competition by offering some sales. And the other reason that we want to do it before the Black Friday period is because during that period, we're aware that we're probably going to be facing increased CPM, so increased costs of running those Facebook ad strategies during that time period, because we're realistically facing a lot of competition from other brands, rival brands. Everyone's running ads more consistently during that time period. Everyone is offering something. So we've got to make sure that we're building up an email database so that we can reach those customers during that time period, and we're not solely relying on our Facebook ads. Cool. So here's an example of an effective giveaway that we have done in the past. And so as you can see here, the giveaway was for, valued at $1,000, and it managed to generate 11,000 emails, which is crazy, but that was also off a $15,000 spend. So you can see how cost effectively we've actually been able to generate emails in this situation. So another example here, this campaign has been optimized for purchases, and the reason being is because the average order value is a little bit lower, and so it's realistic that we can kind of incentivize those purchases and generate strong return on ad spends, even whilst ideally focusing mainly on increasing our email database. Cool. And here's another strong example of a similar situation. We spent about $1,000 and made $8,000, which is a massive result. So this is purely top of the funnel. This is purely cold audiences and generating about a 7.6 return on ad spend. So amazing result, whilst also generating 851 leads. Cool. All right. The next step is about having a strong offer during the Cyber Weekend. So the reason we need to have a strong offer is because everybody is going to be running a sale. Most of our competitors are going to be running a sale. So a week off is not going to stand out. It's going to make it difficult for us to move product. The cost per purchase is going to be expensive, which is going to hurt our margins. And overall, we're just not going to have a strong period. So we need to make sure that the offer is as strong as it possibly can be. And so good offers can vary from something like a 30% off site-wide, buy and get 30% back in store credit, buy two, get one free, and bad offers look more like 20% off, a percentage off sale items that we want to get rid of. That's ideal for us as a business owner, but it's not necessarily ideal for the customer. And then buying two, get random sale, no one wants it free. So those offers aren't really what are going to move the needle for us, and they're not the way that we're going to generate a massive increase in our sales during this time period. The final step is all about the execution. And this is a really, really important step to get right. And so we need to ensure that we're giving ourselves, despite the fact that we've run a competition, we've grown up our email database, despite the fact that we're giving a strong offer, if we don't execute that strategy effectively, it's going to be unlikely that we're able to generate the results that we're aiming to do. So the way that we effectively execute the campaign is by offering an early bird deal to that email list. So we've built up that email database. Hopefully we've gotten a few sales already. We want to offer extra incentives for those people who've signed up to our email database to potentially access the sale early. And the reason for that is because it creates a little bit of hype, creates a little bit of I guess, interest initially, and it makes those customers feel more valued. And that's an important part of generating sales. So we start that sale typically 1 to 2 weeks before the Black Friday, Cyber Monday date, in part to reach our email list, but also in part to get ahead of our competitors and make sure that our customers are buying from us before they're buying from somebody else. Now, obviously, with that helps us offset some of the CPM costs, of running campaigns during that time period. And so for that reason, it also makes sense to increase our spend so that we can get as many sales as possible. Realistically, if we're profitable, if we're getting sales, we want to be increasing that spend and generating as much sales as we possibly can for strong returns. Now, when it comes to running our overall Facebook ads, we also need to make sure that we're including the offer in all Facebook ads. So not just for our sale campaigns, but we need to overhaul all of our existing ads and make sure that we're running sales on every single ad creative, because why spend money on ads that don't have that creative? So for those of us who have strong creatives already and are getting good results in our existing Facebook ads, that means combining those strong creatives with that offer. So there's no point creating an entirely different ad that maybe isn't proven to perform when we have strong creatives that we can include, the copy, we can include the, creative, offer in that existing creative, in that existing ad. And the final step is making sure that we're doing countdown emails and ads for those final days. So we've gotten some great results, hopefully gotten a lot of sales, and our cyber weekend's coming to an end. We want to make sure that we're getting the last of those sales coming through, and that is a really effective way to do that, is to run those countdown emails and ads. There's 3 days left, 2 days left, 1 day left. Make sure you're getting that offer while it lasts. It's not going to be here for much longer. And that scarcity and frequency really helps drive those extra sales through to the end of the cyber weekend. And you can kind of see that back here. As you can see, right towards the end of the cyber weekend, there's some extra peaks in here. And that's kind of proof of exactly that. Cool. One more thing I wanted to share with you guys is a few, I guess, more complicated steps we can use to get even better results. So the first one is, if you're kind of already aware of the top products that you have on your Shopify site, and you can see that quite easily through Google Analytics and Shopify itself, it might be worthwhile, not just offering a discount, but putting those products together to increase your average order value and offer a discount bundle. That's something that we found is really effective at increasing our average order value and also our return on ad spend, and really helps, increase those overall sales during this time period. Another strategy that's going to be really big this year is SMS messaging. So SMS messaging has just come to Klaviyo and is going to become even more important than it already was, and I think is a really effective way to get some strong results. Another thing that's important is a little thing, but posting on your socials. You've built up your audiences, you have Instagram followers, you have Facebook fans. It doesn't make sense not to promote those sales during, on your socials. So we can boost those out as well. It's a good way of just generating some organic buzz for the sale. And the final one, another little bit more complicated one, is giving customers incentives for sharing the sale on Instagram. So we all love when our customers are sharing our offers. And so a great way to generate some extra interest is to reach people that our ads weren't going to, or that, are friends of people who are friends of our existing customers. And so getting them an extra 20% or an extra 10% off if they share the post on Instagram is a great way to increase the results overall. Cool. So I just want to go into a few more examples quickly on some of the results we were able to get last year during November. And as you can see, there's massive increases here in overall total sales. Here's another example, and one final awesome example, 300% increase in sales during the Black Friday period, which is crazy. Cool. So if these strategies seem a little bit complicated or something that you guys you just don't want to handle, you can always feel free to reach out to Megaphone, and we're happy to help. Obviously, we've been able to generate these results fairly consistently for our clients. Obviously, it varies by industry. Obviously, it varies from business to business. But really, your marketing it's important to make sure that we're making the absolute most of your marketing, and you guys are achieving the best results you possibly can. And that's what we're here to do. We can't give you necessarily the exact same results as some of these businesses have gotten. Some of you might get even better results, but what we can do is maximize your chances of being successful during the Black Friday period. And that's what it's all about, is growth this year and growth into the future. And here's an example of some of the businesses that have trusted us in the past. So that we're legit. There's obviously a lot of digital marketing agencies out there, but we're Australia's #1 for a reason. And as you can see, these are some big brands that you can have the confidence that, we know what we're doing when it comes to getting great results. So hopefully that was helpful for you guys, whether or not you get in touch with us or not. But if you do, we'd love to hear from you. And hopefully you guys have a really, really strong Black Friday period either way. Thanks.